What is going on, everyone? Chris with Journals, Comics, and Pop Culture. Today's video is a video that's really special to me. I hope you guys enjoy. I picked up some books, and we're going to show off some books, but it's much more than a comic book haul. This is going to be a trip down memory lane for me. I'm going to tell a bit of a story about my roots in comic book collecting, and I recently took a trip and I went down the road of nostalgia. So I hope to share this story with you guys today. I hope you enjoy it. Before we get into it, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please take some time to do so. Check out all the links in the description below as well. But let's get into it. I have this little stack of books right here. I'm going to show each of them off. But before we do, the story begins with just this last week, taking a trip with my family, and I'm from California, Sacramento. I currently live in Sacramento. I'm from the Bay Area originally, and if you go up north, there's mountains, right? There's mountains all over California. But when I was a kid, I had the privilege of being able to go up north during the summers to a little town called Willits. It's in Mendocino County, closer to the coast. And in this town, there's a mountain in the town that would get snow in the winter, and during the summer there was the summer lake. So we would go up there, for a weekend or whatnot, go swimming in the summer lake, walk the little downtown, and going on these trips brought me into comic books more and more, because there was a bookstore. It wasn't a standard comic book shop. There was a bookstore called The Book Juggler right on Main Street. Literally, I do believe it is called Main Street. And The Book Juggler, you walk into this bookstore and you see, rows of used books, and you walk in and it had that smell of old used books. And just like with comic books, you get that smell from standard books as well. And I love it. And I remember going in there as a kid, the smell, the environment. And then when you walk in the door, though, if you go left, like there's the front counter right here, and you walk to the left, they had, I do believe they had like some magazines, and then they had boxes upon boxes, like short boxes of comic books on tables, some on the floors. And I would go, my mom would go in and go look for books, some used books. I'm over there looking at comic books, and I would sit there and dig through the crates. This is one of the stores. Now, I did have a local shop in my area, in the Bay Area, right on the Richmond-Pinole border, called Pinole Comic and Toys. Great little shop, but there wasn't a lot of back issues available in this store. It was in like a strip mall, and it was a very dark, thin location. So you walk in, you get the register, and they had like glass cases. You had back issues behind the counter, but you mainly just got your rack of new issues. That's where I would go to get my new issues. I collected, Spider-Man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle issues, whatever it was, X-Men, whatever it was I was collecting. That's where I would go to get the new comic books. But going up here to this little store in Willits, California, The Book Juggler, that's where I learned to dig through the bins. And that's where I got my love for Captain America, because I remember constantly pulling out Bronze Age. It was mostly Bronze Age stuff, Captain America stuff, and I started reading. I read like the Nomad run, obviously back then the back issues were like $1, maybe $1.50, right? And I still have most of them in my collection today that I picked up from this shop. So I remember going up, picking books, reading them on the ride home, the 3-hour ride home after the weekend, or whatever the case may be. Very, very important piece of my comic book journey. And I got to go visit this same store just this last weekend. It was crazy because we got into town. you go down Main Street, and I'm looking, I'm like, man, okay, yeah, well, that used to be that. That used to be that. Oh, you know, okay, that's still there. Like, oh, the grocery store is still there. Got remodeled. And then I come down to the strip where the Book Juggler is, and I'm like, oh, crap, look, oh, there it is. Like, I thought it was gone. I wasn't expecting. Look, there it is. And I was like, I took the whip, and I'm like, we got to stop right now. Pulled it over, like, real fast, got into parked on the side of the street, got out. And as I walked up to it, I'm like, wow, nothing, the same sign, the same everything, the same type of displays in the windows. I'm like, I'm going back in time. This is crazy. I walked in, same layout. You had the books, the used books, and then you have the comic books over here. A little bit different with the comic books because they were kind of just, they were up against the wall instead of on the other side of that little space. There was actually some on that other side as well, but again, they were displayed a little bit differently, but it was so much the way that I remember it. And that made this trip even more special. And I started digging through the bins, and it was crazy. And then I brought the books up, and I talked to the guy. I'm like, you know, is this what happened to the original ownership from like 30 years ago plus whatever? And he was like, oh, we bought it from him 12 years ago, but he's still around and he still comes in and helps out. I'm like, that's so cool, man. That is so cool. So I think it is before I show these books, I do want to say one more thing. I think it is very important that if we have experiences like these, that we can hold on to these childhood memories of what brought us into this hobby. We should. And we should hold on to them for ourselves, but it's also good to share it with the community, even if you're just sharing it with your friends. And, you know, if you guys are ever back in your hometown that you grew up, or you had stores or something like that, and something's still there, go in, give them support, show them support. I love this. This is what encourages me to keep going and keep being a part of this hobby, and it reminds me of why I got into it in the first place. So it's a very nostalgic and touching story that means so much to me, and I'm honored that I could sit here and share it with you guys. But it was really cool digging through the bins too. I mean, a lot of really decent price stuff still there. I got a Bronze Age, you know, Tomb of Dracula. What number is this? 42 for $3. I mean, you know, mid-grade copy, but really cool. I got an Avengers 232 for cheap. And again, it's, you know, I'm going to press this up, but it's probably like maybe a 3.5 just looking at it through the bag. So, but, you know, first appearance of Star Fox. Here's another good one that's been hot. Fantastic Four 273. Franklin Richards. So that's awesome. Then I picked up some She-Hulks. The Sensational Run, number 28. I mean, these are decently higher grade. Well, I got this one for $175. Awesome, right? This one for $175, issue number 12. This is me filling holes in my run. And before anybody who's watching this, like, I thought you're selling your collection. Guys, I'm not selling off all my comic books. I explained that in the video. You got to watch the video and listen. I am selling off parts of my comic book collection because I'm learning how to let go and how to downsize, and I'm evolving as a collector, and I'm honing in and focusing what I want. And I am not spending a lot of money. I mean, these, like, look, these are super cheap, and I had to. I was on a vacation. It was the nostalgia. I had to support the place. I had to buy some books from this shop that meant so much to me during my childhood. Number 18 and number 25, some Hercules. And then I got Web of Spider-Man number 36, first appearance of Tombstone. So I got a good few copies of that now. So, but yeah, I almost don't want to change the bags and boards. I want to like keep them with their stickers, right, and just be like, yep, these are from the Book Juggler. So that's my little haul, guys. But as I said, it's more than a haul. It means so much to me, the nostalgia of all of it. And I love I think, again, just to reiterate, the thing that made it even more special was how little the place changed. So guys, that's my video for today. I would love to hear your guys' stories. Do you have any stories similar to this, to where, like, now in modern day, you know, you ran into some places that meant a lot to you, they haven't changed, and you go in there and you have a nostalgic experience like this? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Again, thank you guys for watching. If you aren't subscribed, click that sub button. Be well, and until next time.